Hello everyone, and in this video I will share with you new updates that's available on KAppMaker, and I will share with you one new thing that's coming very soon to the KAppMaker. But I will share it at the end. So let's get started. We have uh, three new features available on the KAppMaker. First, we will start with the feature flag using the Firebase remote configuration. So what's the feature flag? It's basically you can update any configuration or you can disable, enable any feature remotely without uploading your app again to the Play Store or the App Store, basically from the server side. In our case, from the Firebase, we can enable or disable any feature, or even that we can change some string value, number value, or even just the custom JSON object value, and it will be automatically updated in our application. One example I can give you, for example, in Instagram, you can see one feature is available for your friend, but it's not available for you. That's basically done using some kind of the feature flags. So you can push this feature to, for example, 10% of users, then the 20%, and the 50% of users. And if you see there is no crash, it succeeded, you can basically publish that feature to the 100% of the users. So for that, you don't need to upload your app to the Play Store, App Store again. So let's see how to use it in KAppMaker. If you go to the KAppMaker, just search for the feature flag manager. You can see that we already have three predefined keys. That's for showing the ads, enabling the analytics, or showing the remote paywalls. Those are my favorite feature flags actually. So I can, by default, I don't show any ads to the users, but if I want to, I can just go to the Firebase and set the enabling the ads to the true. Or when I start, for example, some new application, as you know, in the KAppMaker, there are two kind of the paywalls. One is customized paywall, and one is remotely configurable paywall. That's coming from the revenue cut. When I get started, usually I use custom paywall, so it will be faster. And then I publish my app to the Play Store. But customized paywall can be, for example, it's not high converting the paywall screen. So what will I do is that meanwhile the App Store or Play Store team reviewed the application, I will go to the revenue cut, design my highly optimized paywall in the revenue cut, and when I finish that, I just go to the Firebase and set this show remote value paywall to the true, and it will be automatically show the revenue cut configurable paywall in the application. And for that, I don't need to upload my app again. So if you want to add some new feature flags, just in the keys, add your key. Let's say we want to show some new feature to only some users. We will say is new feature enabled. Yes, that's fine. And it's recommended that you also add some predefined default values, so that way it will just fetch some default values in case some error happens or some issue happens. So we will say by default it's not enabled. And for example, in some view we want to show some view or some kind of feature if it's this feature available. For example, let's say we have some favorite screen, and we can say we need to get this feature flag manager instance, and using the coin it's just easy, just write the coin inject, and we can say is new feature enabled, and you get the we will in our case, yes, it will be boolean. So you will get this boolean value is new feature available, and if it's enabled, we'll just, for example, show some new features. And after you configure it in your application, just go to the Firebase console, choose the projects. For demo purposes, I just choose the random demo project, and go to the run section, remote config. Let's say for this feature, we want to show it to only the Android users. Then for the iOS users, we will not show that feature. So we copy the keys that we added before. New feature. The data type, as you can see, it can be string, number, boolean, or any JSON object. It will be boolean. By default, let's say it will be false, but we can add condition. Here, for example, we can use some personalization or based on some analytics, or we can roll out, for example, to some percentage of users, or we can add just some condition. Let's say we say Android users. If the platform is Android, then it should show that feature. But if it's iOS users, if the platform is iOS, then we can say the value will be false. So that means the Android users will see the new feature, but iOS users will not see that feature. Then after you test it with the Android users and you just publish changes, and after you test it with the Android users and you see, for example, it succeeded, for the iOS users, you can also set it to true, and that way your feature will be available to all your users. That's the first thing. And the second integration is the Google Admob ads integration. Google Admobs, using the Google Admob, you can get additional income from your application. You can show some ads. KAppMaker supports banner ads, interstitial ads, and the rewarded ads. So how you can show that ads to your users? Let's see in favorite screen. I already integrated it as a testing purposes. For example, if you want to show some banner ad, uh, just there is already the Admob banner composable. Just add Admob banner, and it will show the some banner ad in your application. And it's also, as you can see, it also uses the feature flag. That means that if in the feature flag manager you disable showing the ads, that means there will be no view, so there will be no ads for your users. And if you want to show, for example, interstitial ads or the rewarded ads, just say remember interstitial ad displayer, and in some click or in some let's say, for example, something happened, you can see the interstitial ad displayer using the show method. As you can see, for example, show interstitial ad button will show this ad. But if it's, for example, you want to not on the button click, you can do, for example, launched effect and interstitial ad displayer shown. The reason why this is nullable is because uh, as you can see in the integration, it also uses a feature flag manager. That means that if in the feature flag manager showing the ads is disabled, that object will be null, so it will not show ads again. So in the rewarded ad displayer, same as interstitial ads, you just call remember rewarded ad displayer, and on rewarded callback, you can show some view or some message to your users. Yes, you earned some reward. And the third one is analytics integration. That's not added here yet. So it's basically, if you go to the analytics, you can see that previously it was using the Firebase analytics generally, but right now there is also like the log event methods, and you can enable or disable if you wish to, and you can add some event names here. For example, you can say purchase button clicked, purchase button clicked, and for example here for example, get premium content, we can say for that first we will need to get our analytics object. Again, using the coin, we will just say coin inject. And here we can say, for example, when the button is clicked, we can say analytics log event. What is the event name? Event name is purchase button clicked, import it, and that's all. Now this event will be available in the Firebase. And with that, we already have, I already talked three integration, feature flag, analytics, and the Admob integration. But if you need more information, just in the documentation, in the features, you can see that we have the feature flag manager, feature flag configuration documentation, and Google Admob ads documentation. And by default, when you show some ads to your users, in the debug mode, it will use debug keys. So that means it's okay from the Google side that you can show the debug ads, because if you use your real ad IDs, then it will be suspicious from the Google side. That's why it already have integration using the test IDs. But in the release application, you need to set these values. You go to local properties and add these keys, and basically in the Admob you create your banner ID or interstitial or the reverted ID based on your configuration, and you just copy paste values here. And for iOS part also, you go to, it was on app config, base config. In the base config, if you search base config, you can see that Admob app ID. Basically, just copy paste your app ID here, and in the release application, it will show not the test IDs but the real Admob IDs, which means you will get revenue from that. And that's all from the new features side. And one new mystery things that I said earlier in the video, so let me find it. Yes, soon there will be KAppMaker mobile app. That means that using just your mobile app, you will go to the mobile app, you will create your new project, you will choose which features you want to see in your project. You will choose, for example, I want sign in with Google, sign in with Apple. I want some premium feature integration, some Admob, some analytics, and so on. Then after that, you just click the generate. It will generate this boilerplate for you. You can download it as a zip, or you can push those changes to the GitHub, and from the GitHub you can just start to development adding the new features. The reason why I make this mobile application is because usually when we have some idea, we just write it on some documentation, some notes, then we forget about that application. But if we have some basic starter application code, then I think it's more likely we will get started with that application, add some features, and it will be faster. It's not available yet. That's why I created waitlist. I will share the waitlist link on the description part. Basically, you can add your email here. I will not spam. It's just whenever application is ready, I will just send one email that yes, mobile app is ready. You can test it. You can create your applications. And that's all from my side. And as you know, that the KAppMaker, I started with a 70% discount with 70 people, and right now there are only 25 spots left. After that's done, then there will be no 70% discount, and these prices will be gone, and it will be these prices. So thank you for watching. See you for the KAppMaker mobile app video soon, very soon. I hope it will be in, most likely in 2 to 3 weeks. I think it will be ready, but let's see. See you soon.